AI is now regulated in Europe since August 1st. These new regulations will ensure no corporation misuses AI against Europeans, just like GDPR brought the end of data breaches. FYI, that didn't happen. Instead of stopping data breaches, we got these. Let's be clear, regulations are good. Corporations need to be kept in check. But are we sure this regulation is actually keeping them in check? Or is it as much of a misfire as these tethered caps? Will it reshape the future of AI or stifle progress? In this video, I will walk you through the new EU AI Act, what it is, why we're doing it, what do the critics say, and a twist about the whole industry that might surprise you. Hi, I'm Greg, and before we dive into EU's fresh new AI Act, can we talk about these ridiculous tethered caps? They have poked me in the mouth more times than I had hot dinners. Seriously, who thought these were a good idea? This reduces 10% plastic litter on beaches? Love them or hate them? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I need to know I'm not alone in this. So, what's this new EU AI Act all about? The EU has decided to classify AI systems into 4 categories: minimal risk, limited risk, high risk, and unacceptable risk. Wasted opportunity to use the BCG matrix, alas, a pyramid. They have turned AI regulation into a corporate version of MasterChef, but instead of impressing judges with culinary delights, companies are scrambling to avoid creating the AI equivalent of a salmonella outbreak. Minimal risk is the AI equivalent of a Roomba. Harmless, mostly helpful, and unlikely to take over the world, but not impossible. These systems are free to roam without much oversight. Though, if your cat or dog is suspicious of your robot vacuum, maybe you should be too. I never stop being suspicious of my printer. Limited risk is what gets you those slightly annoying pop-up ads and chatbots. They're not dangerous, but they do require some transparency. Users need to be informed that they are interacting with AI. If you're chatting with a customer service bot, it can't pretend to be human. No more getting catfished by a chatbot named Samantha. I mean, your chatbot. My Jenny is real. Oh, come on! High risk is where we're getting into the heavy stuff. These AI systems are used in critical areas like healthcare, law enforcement, and transportation. Imagine an AI decides if you get a parole or a diagnosis about your illness. The EU wants these systems to meet strict requirements for accuracy, transparency, and oversight. Nobody wants to be diagnosed with lupus by an algorithm that has been binge-watching Dr. House. It's never lupus. And finally, the big no-nos, unacceptable risk. These are AI applications that are just too risky to be allowed. Think of it as the AI equivalent of bringing a flamethrower to a barbecue. For example, AI systems that manipulate human behavior to a harmful extent, or those used in mass surveillance. The EU is basically saying, yeah, let's not create the Chinese credit system, okay? Now, you might be wondering, why are we doing it? AIs have great power, and with great power comes great responsibility. AI has the potential to shape economies, influence decisions, and even, theoretically, launch nuclear codes. Yes, that's the nightmare fuel we are being told is 2 steps away. Well, this is a possibility. Today's AI can't actually write letters, can't count, and lies, hallucinates like a 5-year-old about seeing dinosaurs at the park. There's a bit of a gap between reality and our worst fears. One might say, regulators might have been lobbied to prevent a future that currently protects corporations. Funny how in this one particular case, all corporations want regulations, right? Let's hit 50 likes on this video and I promise to unravel the mystery behind this. Come on, don't leave me hanging like a Brexit deadline. Let's check out some of the key elements of Europe's AI Act. First up, there's the AI regulatory sandbox. No, it's not where your toddler plays. It's a controlled environment where companies can test their AI systems under the watchful eye of regulators. This is the Great British Bake Off tech version, but instead of cake's soggy bottom, they're looking for ethical dilemmas and potential misuse of data. I mean, we have never heard about regulators being misled in ways that software could detect when they're being tested. Volkswagen. Then there's the European Artificial Intelligence Board. This is the EU's AI Enforcer Squad. This board will oversee the implementation of the AIA, ensuring that all member states are singing from the same hymn sheet. They also handle cross-border issues because AI, much like good gossip, doesn't respect borders. Now comes my favorite part, the penalties. Oh my. The EU loves dishing out American tech penalties like it is candy at Halloween. Companies that don't comply with the AIA can actually face fines up to 7% of the global turnover. You would think this approach is working. When the fine is more than just the cost of doing business, companies should be tripping over themselves to comply. But in reality, the member countries do not pursue or implement laws in time, and the fines come too late. Where have we heard that before? There's growing concern that these fresh new AI regulations have much greater impact on startups than expected, according to a survey of 15 venture capitalist firms. Critics argue that it could stifle innovation and put European companies at a disadvantage compared to their counterparts in the US and China. But let's be honest, these naysayers are often the same folks who made or hoping to make fortunes by hoarding data and building monopolies. They're not exactly unbiased here. On the flip side, supporters see these regulations as essential for ethical AI development and usage. They argue that without these safeguards, we could end up in a dystopian future where opaque algorithms make unchallengeable decisions about your job, loan, or healthcare. Not to mention the spread of misinformation and deepfakes. I like a funny deepfake like the next guy, but not when the headline is about EU's first deepfakes election. If you always wanted to be part of a Black Mirror episode, this is it. While this all sounds great in theory, it's a whole different beast in practice. Algorithms operate in the shadows of corporate backends, and exposing their inner workings would need robust whistleblower protections and a surplus of ethical individuals to speak about these practices. And we all know we're absolutely rich in both of these. Now, let's talk about the twist, money, or more accurately, the lack of it. Despite all the buzz, the AI craze isn't exactly making it rain. Many AI startups face a rough financial reality check, and giant corporations are discovering that turning a profit in this field is harder than getting a cat to do your taxes. Investors are pouring money into these ventures only to find out that the returns are as elusive as proper writing in your favorite streaming series. The cost of developing and maintaining advanced AI systems are sky high, and let's not forget the energy consumption. Running these models is now theoretically starting to eclipse the energy usage of small countries. Theoretically, because lately all corporations stopped reporting on their electricity usage. Remember the Bitcoin craze? This is currently just as bad, if not worse. So where do we go from here? The AIA is now in effect, but its real impact will unfold in the coming years. Regulators need to keep vigilant, companies need to adapt, and find loopholes. And we, the public, meanwhile, can hope that ChatGPT will not be controlling one of the robots used for surgery on a human. The EU's AI regulation is a bold and ambitious move to tame the wild beast that it is artificial intelligence. It's a balancing act between fostering innovation and protecting citizens' rights. At least, that's the plan. Perfect? Far from it. But I will settle for a solution that is a bit more thought out than these damn tattered caps. Hey, thank you for getting this far. Click here to subscribe. Hope to see you next week. Bye-bye.